When up, when up, when up, when up, when up, yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, where were you when you were making a song about being chosen or pleading to be chosen?
I was at a place where I feel like I had been single for a really long time. And, like there is a level of desperation to that song. Like even when I hear it sometimes I'll be like, ugh. You know what I mean? But it's a real feeling still, you know what I mean? Like I definitely got to a place of being like, when you first get out of dating or being in a relationship, you always go like, yo, I'm gonna approach it new and these are the things that I'm looking for. And then you realize it's like that is a full process that takes time, sometimes more time than we're even willing to give. And I think when you get to a certain point, I think I got to a certain point where it's just like, all right, man, what the hell? You know what I mean? Like, I got these things going for me. This is what I'm going out with. Choose me. You know what I mean? Like, that's just what I was on, man.
Question. I'm currently single, so it's like my mind hits a place like, do people not know I'm single? Or do they know I'm single and they still don't care and I don't move the needle for them? Like, what do you think it is about being single for too long that you think, like, you start thinking about the fact, like, maybe I'm undesirable? Were you going through that?
I think I was just in the wrong settings, man. Honestly, like, because I would try and go choose or get chosen in spaces that were not designed for that. You know what I mean? Like the first instinct, just being a young adult, is like, yeah, I'm finna go out. I'm finna hit this bar. I'm finna da 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 da. You know what I mean? Like, those are not spaces to create anything sustainable. And I think that I just did not realize that. I didn't know other things to do because I was still getting to know what I like to do. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna go to the bar. It's like, yo, I'm gonna go to the coffee shop, chill out. Like, I got this bookstore, this vinyl store that I really like. You know what I mean?
Oh,
And
so you're a bookstore shooter.
for sure. You know what I mean? I just be minding my business, bro. You know what I mean? Like, just trying to help out with the titles every here and there. But yeah, nah, man. Like, it's
Oh, do you know that author?
exactly. For real, that would be like more my speed. I haven't really fully gotten to exercise that, but it's like, I think it's more so the setting that you're in. Like, a lot of time people won't know that you want a relationship because it's so like, ugh, when you're single and in this age, it's like, you wanna do that here?
You know, in combat sports, boxing, they say styles make fights.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, you got to be in the right ring with the right partner to get that world-class result.
100%, man.
And there's so many different styles in the nightlife that y'all might be in that same place moving to that same song, but y'all might be coming from two
different space. Or y'all could both be out acting ratchet, knowing down in your heart, it's like, man, like, I actually want to be with somebody or just in a situation where I could just lay back instead of play up. You know what I mean?
Facts. When's the last time you've been as vulnerable as Choose Me suggests?
When's the last time? You know what? Like, I'm in a relationship right now, and I had to get to that space too, where it's just like, if you don't do the things that someone wants or makes them feel loved, you're only valuable to a certain extent. Now, there's a line. If there's things out of your character, it's like, nah, don't do that. But if it's things that simple, you know what I mean? Like, yo, like, this is an affectionate person, so you have to be mindful of that. As stupid as it might seem to me, it's like, it would be like if someone had a really nice product in store, but you don't know how it served your life. Doesn't matter how nice the product is, you don't see the context for it. There's no value in it to you. You go to Best Buy, it's hella TVs with the greatest specs in the world, but which ones do you need? And I think that I had to learn that in my relationship, where it's just like, man, like, how can I be the best servant? Which is a scary thing to say, but how can I serve in my relationship? You know what I mean? How can I want to be chosen in my relationship? I thought about that with my parents even. Like, I was going to proposed that question to my dad, who's been, with my mom 20, 30, 40 years, however much. I'm like, yo, like, what would happen if right now at this stage, if you treated my mother like you were trying to pursue her now? Like, what would happen? Like, would it refresh the situation? Would it frustrate you? Like, I'm always interested in things like that because I think there's so much renewal in building with somebody as opposed to just like, nope, I'm put this to the side and then go with this. Like, it could be that, and I could be missing that part, but I think that for me, I've always learned to just like build and to recreate and to mold towards what both people want, you know what I mean? And that's how you become of value to another person to the point where it's like they don't want to lose you, you know? And not for the things that you like about you, for the things that you serve to them,
Facts.
you know? So
at the end of the song, you pose a question about a child's love and a more romantic love that you have with another person that you meet in their adult years. Where did that question come from?
it came from me looking at how complicated is love really. You know what I mean? Because it starts off so simple when you're a child. That's all you want. That's all you need to feel alive. And you're not sparing with it. And then the more that you experience other people and the hurt that could come with you being vulnerable with somebody, you tighten up. You start to learn things. You start to identify with other people differently and say, like, yo, women do this, or this kind of woman is like this, and you almost don't believe it when somebody says they love you. You think that there's some sort of string attached to it, where it's just like, nah, you don't love me. You just like where we at right now, wherever the case might be. You know what I mean? But a true love, I think, is just to be fueled and to be received. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean, like, for me, I say like unconditional love, but not unconditional relationship. You know what I mean? Like, just because I love you unconditionally doesn't mean that I have to stay in a relationship with you, or our relationship has to be completely unconditional. You know what I mean? Your relationship with love is the important thing to analyze, but love I don't think is uncommon at all. I think a lot of people show love without even knowing it, but they're like, nah, I don't love this person. Nah, like, liking somebody is just having something in common, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Like comes from alike. You know, love is different. Love is pursuing. Love is enduring. And there's no logic behind it.
Facts.
If I looked at, the places where I've been in love, it ain't no reason for somebody to love me with me putting them through what I put them through. Ain't no reason for my parents to love me besides the fact that love itself. You know what I mean? Like, so that's where that question came from. It's like, the most important thing to do when you're in love is not to reason with it. That's where the magic disappears. You just need to reciprocate it. You know what I mean? If you feel that same love, give it back. You say, if you feel that same love, pay it forward. So that's where that whole thing came from. And it was just like making it more simple,
What's interesting is, if a child loved you enthusiastically, overtly, you wouldn't ask that child, why do you love me? What are the things that you love about me? But when it comes to another adult, when people claim to love you, that's always your first question. Well, what do you love me for? Why do you love me so much? But with a child, you wouldn't ask those questions. All your concern would be is to reciprocate that love